this is a conversation where it needs a lot of sensitivity, and sometimes you've heard stories and maybe you have come across someone say that God revealed to them their spouses, but at that moment they were in a relationship already. So people might confuse this with and get confused, like how would God show you a person but they're already in a relationship? But for me, or what it is that it's really hard for God to show you someone who is already married, because I don't think God can break this marriage for you to marry them. And so for that case, that might not happen. But for instance, people are unmarried and God might reveal to you that the person you're gonna marry is in another relationship. They are dating, maybe they are in just these normal relationships, but not in marriages. So in that scenario, what can happen that you can see that the person who is going to be my husband or is going to be my wife, but they're already in a relationship. So you might be found in this dilemma and you don't know what to do. It has happened to a lot of people. It's happening and it's normal. It happens. So you might face some challenges. You might ask yourself, what if I approach them and tell them that you are supposed to be with me, so leave this person and be with me? I don't think that's the right approach, because this person might look at you and might come across you. It might come across as weird and somehow not okay. So in these circumstances where God has revealed a certain person, but they are already in a relationship, what should you do in these scenarios? So in this video, that's what I want us to tackle and look at it, at what to do if God reveals your life partner, but they are already in a relationship. What should you do? The first thing you should do is surrender the situation to God. You should go to God in prayer and surrender it to Him. If God has revealed someone to you, but they are currently in a relationship, the first thing to do is surrender the situation to Him. Trust His timing and plan, even if it doesn't make sense right now, because God does not work through confusion or disruption. So surrender it to God, and maybe this you are the one being developed, the other person is also being developed, but when the right time comes, God will make it make sense. It will make it sense, but for now it might make no sense. So what you do is surrender to God and pray for the partner that God has revealed will be you. You pray for them, you pray for him or her, and surrender the situation to God. The second thing is you should do is avoid interfering. You should not approach them and ask them to leave them so that they can be with you. In that moment, this might bring conflict. So do not try to intervene in their current relationship. If it's truly God's will for you both to be together, then God will orchestrate events without you stepping in to manipulate or disrupt their situation. You should not step into this current relationship that they are going, because God shall also reveal to them and to her, to him, that to leave that relationship and maybe wait for them to be developed, for them to be molded and prepared to meet you at the same moment. So it's all about trusting in God's timing and pray about it. So the third thing is to pray for their clarity. Exactly what I'm talking about. You pray for them instead of interfering. Go into prayers and pray for them that God may give them that clarity that is needed. Instead of focusing on what you feel, pray for God's will to be done in their life. Ask God to guide their decisions and reveal the truth to them in His timing. This is the best approach to take. If this is really God's will, then pray for God to reveal to them, to give them that clarity that they should leave that relationship and guide them in their decision making. So the fourth one is to focus on your own journey. Your own journey is most important. While you wait in your relationship with God and your personal growth, be mindful that God's plan for your life is not dependent on someone else's current status. You should really be concerned about your growth, how you are growing, the maturity, developing, and wait for also where God will develop them so that He can bring you together. God can open doors that no one can shut. It might make no sense at the beginning, but it's not supposed to make sense to everyone, but you focus on the journey of growing in God, growing that intimacy between you and God, and don't focus on the other person, but just praying for them. The fifth one is be open to God's redirection. Sometimes what we perceive as God's revelation might be influenced by our own emotions or desires. It might be your own desires, it might be your own thoughts, it might be your own will. So you might pray for God to give you redirection, to really give you a more confirmations if it's true their God's revelation, because it might end up to be your own thoughts or just the enemy attacking you. So be open to the possibility that God could redirect you to someone else or reveal that you misunderstood probably the sign. The sixth one is guard your heart. It's easy to become emotionally attached to an idea or to this person, but this can lead to unnecessary pain if things don't unfold as you expected. This can bring to damage and heartbreak because you created an assumption that this is will shall happen. You created these ideas and scenarios in your mind, imaginary relationships, but that aren't there. So you're supposed to guard your heart, guard it completely. You should also keep your emotions in check as you trust in God's plan. Don't detach yourself from these situationships that may cause you harm at the end, and ask God and trust in God's timing and the perfect will on your life. The seventh one is respect their current relationship. This is key. If they are in a relationship, honor that boundary. Don't go on interfering them. Respect their commitment and don't try to plant seeds of doubt or interfere God's will if it's never fulfilled through a dishonor. So you should not dishonor this relationship. You should not interfere, but ask God to reveal Himself to them, to him, to her, in any way case. So don't interfere at all. Respect them and ask God's will to happen in their life. The last one is seek wise counsel. Sometimes things might get out of control. You might overthink about it. You might end up doing something. So in this scenario, you should seek some counsel from a person you trust. Speak with a trusted mentor or spiritual leader about your feelings and what you believe God has revealed. They can provide guidance and help you discern whether this revelation aligns with God's word and His timing. So you also find someone who you trust, a mentor who can guide you and show you the way to go, so that you don't fall into temptations. You don't attach yourself to something that is never meant to be. Well, in this moment, you should also seek God guidance, seek God more confirmations, and seek that personal growth and relationship with your God, and develop that intimacy. So listen, if this person is truly God's will for you, then no obstacle, nothing that will come on the way, nothing including their current relationship, that can stop His plan. However, it's important to wait on God, act with integrity, and prioritize His will above your desires. So you should check your desires and prioritize on God's will, because that He's sovereign and He knows best for our lives, and He has best for us. We just have to trust His timing. We should not just rush and ruin everything. So let God handle the situation and trust Him to reveal His perfect time and perfect person for you. So I really hope this video opened up for you, and if you had maybe such a case, you might want to share with us in the comment section. And I really hope this video was helpful. Kindly share, subscribe, comment, and all shall be well. See you on the other side.